Today's topic of discussion is stage orange. All right, so let's get straight into it. Now, I wasn't going to make a video on this, but I realized it is a lot of fun to talk about this because who doesn't want to know what the collective ego looks like? It's great. It's crazy. How is that personified, right? So the answer is I had a semi-visions recently. The way I have visions is very complex. I can't really go into detail. It's a separate video. And I want to show pictures of it. I will in the thumbnail, hopefully. But he basically looks like half lizard and, half reptile, half like partial reptile, whatever. And it's also humanoid. So, because it wants to get perceived well so that you buy more products. So he puts on a show. That's basically what the orange collective ego looks like. Now, what I noticed about this ego is its voice actually sounds normal and he sounds mature. So he actually sounds like reasonable, like, it makes sense. And the reason why it does this is because it's developed enough to realize that you can't be too crafty if you want to succeed long term, if you want to get more benefits in the long run. And so it allows itself to adopt morality. And it also knows morality is an integral part to making money, or to having success, or to creating a structured society where we have a proper foundation to build our own luxurious mansions, our own luxurious lives, to get what we want and desire. So that's how it's personified. So it actually, if you heard the voice of it, you may get it confused for someone who's rational and not someone who's cunning. At the same time, what was the biggest conspiracy of our century so far? The pedophilia ring with Jeffrey Epstein, and I forgot her name already, Maxwell, right? So there's like a whole project going on, and clearly, how could that go on under the collective ego of Orange's watch? So the collective ego obviously doesn't want to look bad, right? So there's if I say things that are too bad, my camera will probably shut off. But what the collective ego wants is he wants two things. He wants fame. No, it's not fame. He wants luxury. And so what's included in luxury? All types of pleasures. Okay, so that's one aspect. So you got the pleasure aspect, which is in regard to that. And the other aspect is dominance. So with my model, there's a repeat again of beige. So they want to make sure that they're going to survive well. And along with that comes the base instinct to be in charge and to be dominant. So status and dominance are connected, and status usually coincides with esteem. So it's not a search for status as much as it is a search for feeling comfortable. And usually that involves showing that you're the best. And so if you have more luxury, if you have things that are less accessible, that's a sign of luxury. The other aspect is dominance. And apparently they're connected with stage orange because it corresponds to my beige concept, that beige repeats itself in some fashion in terms of base needs, physiological things that you want to have in order to survive better, or to survive well. And so by being a dominant person, by being in charge of those that were smaller than you, that's a way of showing that you're capable in this world. And it's an animal kingdom drive. But they won't want to pursue anything that's going to get back to them. So the reason why the pedophilia ring got shut down is because it was getting back to the reptilians, right? It's getting back to the elites, the top 1%, who have all this luxury, and they don't want to get screwed over, and they don't want to go to jail, and they don't want to die, and they don't want their lives to be ruined, and their kids' lives, and their family, and extended family, and so on. So they just pin down one guy, Jeffrey. But all of them have gone free, But basically, that's what Stage Orange Collective Ego wants. He doesn't want it to go back to him as the enemy. So that's why he cooperates with Stage Green and he cooperates with Stage Blue. albeit a little more hesitantly, but he still cooperates. And then he cooperates with green as long as he feels he's pushed to, and there's no other way. He also cooperates with intelligent people, so he respects intelligence. If you're rational and smart, he'll want to hear you out. But most importantly, he doesn't want to lose money. He doesn't want to lose luxury. He doesn't want to lose anything that implies status and implies the ability to succeed or to have power, to get access to whatever he wants at any given time, which is basically power. So this, once again, it's a masculine stage, and this existed in red, and of course it comes from beige as well. And so that, so things are going to keep repeating in the masculine. So we covered a lot, and the question is that everything? So basically what I had is I have several pictures that basically sum up, cartoons that sum up the stage I felt the best. And I can explain it now, but maybe you'll see for yourself. And I'll link into the description a site that will point towards the photos that you need to see to get a good sampling of what the personality of Stage Orange Collective Ego is like and how it thinks. And the question is it bad? And so the answer is, this is, even though he's very selfish innately, that it's actually a very developed state of consciousness compared to what we had beforehand. And you can tell that things are moving in the right direction with this collective ego. And so even though you may not like it, it's not terrible. And I also have to say this as well, because he has to feel like I'm not his enemy, So I am wearing the suit to show that this is how they think, presentation is everything. And yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. Is there anything else though? So there you have it. He is interested in power, but the feminism within green is going to over-exaggerate that pursuit. That's something we forgot. Sexism. So sexism is not an innate part of Stage Orange, but and racism, it's not about either one of those. It's whatever implies that they're unique in society. So they want the top 1%, they want the top 20%, they want the top 50%. They always want to feel top dog in some fashion, because that implies that they're better than a certain portion of the population. That's how the collective ego thinks. What will get me into the smallest number of zone where I have the most power? And they do it methodically. So it isn't like a stage red methodology. They go about it in a rational way. But of course, you can only do so much. And another question is raised, those who reach the 1%, were they using red tactics to get there? So a lot of them might be. Or you can say, no, they've evolved to orange, but they've used orange tactics and they got lucky enough to be in that circumstance. Or they had the intelligence that was given to them by the universe, by God, or something. And, right? So either you're born into it or you have the gifts to get there. And to believe that everyone could reach the top 1%, it's not going to happen. But to believe everyone could reach the top 50%, certainly. And, we hope that society encourages us to make that happen for everyone, as much as possible. Stage Orange Collective Ego won't admit that they don't really believe that socialism is possible. But now that Stage Green is taking over, they will be forced to kind of see how it could work or how you might make it work. Also, it's interesting to consider that Stage Yellow is often paranoid and afraid of the future. And so an unhealthy Stage Yellow, or one who is concerned for the future economically, might actually look like a Stage Orange. And it may be hard to ascertain who is who sometimes. But when they're not paranoid, I'd like to think they're not going to worry about too much socialism. You'll have the intelligence by then to realize there'll be policy in place to make sure that backup economical plans will keep the worldwide economy going. Okay, so that covers the collective ego of Orange. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.